Eco Blame, Wendigo. You. Y'all in the comments early. I love it. I love it. Get my music right. Hold on. Y'all up in the comments super early. Love it. It's that fancy while here. My boy Bruce Lee always checking in, man. Bruce Lee got my back like nunchucks, man. Always in the building. A Duke, greetings. Peace and love, a Duke. Good brother Lamont Sanders. Peace and love, Square. Love that emblem, the Tripatayu. We'll talk about the Tripatayu at some point. I love it. Peace and love, brother. Thanks for checking in, man. Young Payola always on. My boy Young Payola always in the building. Rainbow Light Warrior. Peace and light. Hey, fam. I don't think I've ever seen you in here. Welcome. What we learning today? Oh, man. It's going to be a lot. I think it's your first time joining us. What you got to do, Rainbow, is get your pen and your pad or get your pencil and paper. You got a couple more minutes before we get started, so grab you something to take notes. Piece of envelope, anything. Take some good notes, too. Because the information we're going to deal with, it's going to be a lot. But just take notes. Solo 5000, always in the building, man. Always checking in, bro. Peace and love. Peace to the ancestors. Ashe. Peace and light. Peace and light. All 11 y'all be checking in, man. For sure. J-Dub. Pen and paper game, man. Look. Them boys are not playing games. They got the pen and the pad. Pen and pad. Game ready. Okay, Rainbow. Okay, Rainbow said it ain't my first time. I know what it is. Shouts out to Crown TV, man. What's good? Hey, listen, man. I'm around, bro. I'm around, man. You know me, though. I come back into the temple, man. I got to come at speaking right knowledge, man. Once you learn right knowledge, it's hard to go wrong, but I'm here, bro. I'm around, man. Around. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So, off the rip, there's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot done transpired in these last little couple of hours. I mean, what the hell is happening? We could just set the tone with the conversation from Russia. Putin done came out the bag. Putin done pulled the goddamn cat with him. Putin said, oh, hey, America, y'all want to act like that? Let me tell them real Yahudis that y'all holding captive in their own land. Let me just confirm if they would ever doubt if their brother Jesus was black or not. Putin done went to the vault. Putin went to the vault. Putin went to the vault and pulled out the archives. But see, this is right in line with what I was telling y'all before with the African bishops. These are depictions of the African bishops. And you see this guy right here? Let me see if it stays up there. Hold on. If I can blow this up one time. Okay, there we go right there. If you look close at the guy beside Putin, now on his hat or that headgear he got on, that's a seraphim. That's a depiction of a seraphim. One of the what the angels look like, basically. If you read the book of Isaiah and the book of Ezekiel, they both tell you what the cherubim and the seraphim look like. But that's a depiction. It looks like a winged being. That's a cherub. I'm sorry, a seraphim on his hat. That guy behind Putin is part of the Melkite Coptic Egyptian. I'm sorry, Coptic Egyptian. If you are unfamiliar with what religious garb that guy had, let me show you what I'm talking about. Remember the headgear. Watch it. And to even understand why Putin is standing with a priest from Egypt verifiably shows you that Jesus was black. These are called Coptic Egyptians. King Jesus. Pay attention. Hold on. We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. Because it can't be a Spanish priest. Hold on. Angel. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Give me a second to find it. But I want to show you why Putin is even coming out with that information right now, man. And it's funny. It's like right around the time of Easter. Right around the time of Easter. So you got this happening. Easter is happening. The eclipse is about to happen. There are no strange happenings, man. There are no strange happenings. Everything is happening for a reason. Y'all don't find that peculiar that this happening within weeks? And we ain't even got the Diddy. The sacrificial ritual they about to do to Diddy. Oh boy. Boy. They about to roast this dude, man. They about to put him on a spit. They about to roast Diddy. All this stuff is happening simultaneously for a reason. All for a reason. All around the time of Easter, rebirth. And we also going to deal with the whole mythology of behind Easter. But we're going to go in the book. We're going to the Bible and show proof. Putin is pretty much showing that, oh, yeah. But listen, not only did the bridge supposedly collapse in Maryland, y'all know that bridge was called the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which symbolized the banner has fallen. He wrote the Star Spangled Banner. It's all symbolic, meaning that the banner has fallen. That's the significance of the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing or getting hit today. Look into it. Bro said year of the reptilians. I think the reptilians already had their time, man. Remember those big old reptilians that used to run the planet? They said reptiles rule the planet. I think the reptiles already had they go at it. It ain't that right. Nothing new under the sun at all. Like at all. Paola said, I really don't think white or black Jesus existed either. Other characters in the sculptures are archetypes of human psyche. I mean, Paola, you gotta realize, man. Was there a brother ever in history coming to save the people, his people? Was there ever a brother in your time of existence, of knowing of somebody that looked like you was coming to save you? And for saving his people, he was sacrificed, murdered, slain, assassinated, killed. The story of Jesus is an old story. Happened in the 60s, 70s, 50s. That energy, that love, that is going to keep reincarnating itself and coming back. So I don't disagree with you. Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But see, what people don't realize is Jesus himself is a materialization. He can materialize. Watch this. Watch this shit. First, let's look up a word. What does transfigure mean? Hold on, I'm fucking up. Figure mean. Transfigure. For something to transfigure, that's what it is. From the word trans, as in transform or change. Figure, meaning the entity, the thing itself. Figuratively, to figure. Transform into something more beautiful or elevated. That's transfiguration. A great change or form or appearance according to the Bible. Transfigure. Watch what Jesus did. It's crazy. Some of y'all already seen this before, but a lot of people have not seen it before. Matthew 17. Turn to your Bibles. We're in Matthew 17. We're talking about the power of Jesus. Watch this. After 6 days, Jesus took him, Peter, James, and John, the brother of James, led them to a high mountain by themselves. There he was transfigured. Talking about Jesus. He was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white as light. Just then there appeared before them Moses and Elijah talking to Jesus. Now, Moses and Elijah been dead, been gone. Long, long time before Jesus even got there. Way before. Moses and Elijah was BC, before Christ was even born. They was there. Jesus done transformed. He done transfigured himself, transformed himself, and they're having a conversation with him on top of the mountain. Shit is insane. Insane. All right. Let's keep moving. So we got Putin doing that. The bridge collapsed. The next big thing talking about is this eclipse. The eclipse is the next big thing we're talking about. Solar eclipse. The solar eclipse. Now, what exactly is a solar eclipse? Wow, bro, I didn't even know that. I know Diddy shit got rated, but this is Big's 27th anniversary. Are you serious, bro? That is crazy. Wait a minute. Let me pull a calendar up, man. This shit is freaky, bro. Oh, the day the 26th. I thought the day was the 27th. I'm like, man, the 27th on the 27th. Them 9 nines are lining up like that. 7 plus 2 is 9. Boy, but today's the 26th though, so. But you know we had an extra day in February, so that fucked it up right there. That threw it off a little bit, right? But man, that is crazy. March 25th. March 25th. Okay. Yesterday then, which is when the raids really fucking began. The raid started yesterday. They just following up today with y'all, showing y'all the extra shit. The raids were really yesterday on his anniversary, so it was 25th. That's crazy. Yeah, he got raided yesterday on the 25th. Big's joint is on the 25th. That's crazy. Because I really were hearing that Big was about to leave anyway, though. That shit's nuts. Are you a fan of Big and Small? Yeah. You know his shit released March 25th, 97? Yeah, the shit got rated yesterday on March 25th. That's crazy. All right, my bad. That was crazy. All right, that fucked me up. All right, hit a bomb. Man, okay. Nice. All right. 25th. 7/7. So it's 2/7. So listen. What the fuck is a solar eclipse though? What is a solar eclipse? And in our mind, what we've been told a solar eclipse is it a solar eclipse? Because I can remember being told that a solar eclipse was basically the moon blocking out the sun, which never really made sense because it's like, well, I thought the sun lit up the moon. So why isn't the moon lit up when it's eclipsing? Like the moon should be all the way lit. It's directly in front of it. So the solar eclipse, it's saying the best time to see it is a certain part of Mexico. It's 2024, April 8th. It's a solar eclipse. The solar eclipse. It's the longest solar eclipse. You know, there's a lot of speculation behind ancient Mesoamerica, what they believe with solar eclipses and what was happening and what's taking place. However, I want to bring your attention to this right here. And it doesn't really matter if you are one or not, flat earther or not flat earther. That's not the point. That's not the point I'm gonna make right now. Okay. There's a particular map. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Let's put bold. So that black thing, here we go, right here. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking with grease. There we go. All right. So it is said that there's a black sun that's also near us, and it's this black sun we're about to see right here that's going to eclipse our sun. So our sun is called Sol. The black sun is called Bol. So what we're about to see is an eclipse of the black sun going in front of our sun, Sol. Now, what significance does that mean? Thousands of ancient tradition, thousands of mystic stories, hundreds of happenings and happenstance and things that happen on Earth, right? That we could probably tie it to or link it to, and it'll probably make sense. But in essence, that is not the moon that is going in front of the sun, okay? Keep in mind, when the sun reflects on the moon, it makes it light up at night. So if the moon is directly in front of the sun, the moon should be very lit, okay? So just keep that in mind. But that dark sun is called Bol, B-O-L. Right, for sure. For sure. Clearly not the moon. Right. That's the only way. So absolutely. What's this? Oh no, you good, you good. So you late to class. Yeah, you are, man. We started up a minute ago. Nah, I'm messing with you, man. Glad you're here. A lot of people are saying it's Neberu. A lot of people are saying it's Neberu. Is it Neberu? Don't nobody even really know what Neberu looked like. And nobody would even heard of Neberu if Zachariah Stitches when they gave y'all the Anunnaki and so on and so forth, which we're about to get into right now anyway. So could this dark shit be Neberu? Huh? What? Okay. Planet Vulcan. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. All right. We going there. We going there. We are going there. Y'all already know I like this shit right here. Planet Vulcan. Planet Vulcan. Let's check out Planet Vulcan. What's cracking with Vulcan? I'm a Trekkie too, so I got excited. I heard Vulcan. Dr. Spock was from planet Vulcan. Dr. Spock, the nigga with the long ears, he's from planet Vulcan. So we're gonna look up planet Vulcan. Let's deal with it. Vulcan was theorized planet of some pre-20th century astronomers thought to exist in the orbit between Mercury and the Sun. Speculation about the proportional observation of bodies of intermerical bodies of planets date back to the beginning of the 17th century. The case for their probability existed was bolstered by support of a French mathematician, Urbain Le Verrier, who had predicted the existence of Neptune using disturbance in the orbit of Uranus. This is planet Vulcan. 16 million miles away from the sun, looks like. It's between Mercury. It's the Sun, Vulcan, Mercury, Venus, then Earth. So that'll make Earth 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth rock from the sun. If Vulcan exists, Earth would be the fourth rock from the sun. That's Vulcan. Could be Vulcan. Could be Nibiru. It could be any of these planets. Could be any of them. Could be Nibiru. Could be Vulcan. Let's dive into if it was Nibiru. Let's see if this is Nibiru returning back during an eclipse. What's happening? Get your pen and your pad out, man. Let's dive in. Incoming! Let's dive in. Let's go in. Let's pretend Nibiru is returning. What y'all know about the god Sin? Sin or Suni, Nana. It's also known as Nana Sin. Was a Mesopotamian god representing the moon. While those two names originated in different languages, respectively the Akkadian and the Sumerian, they were already used interchangeably to refer to the deity of the early dynastic period. They were sometimes combined in a double name, Nanu Sin or Nana Sin. A third, well as a test name, Giberlin. Additionally, the moon god could be represented by logograms reflecting his lunar characters, such as, and they give some examples referring to the lunar month, derived from the term referring to the crest. The planet is the moon, the symbol is the crest. Teach you about the moon and teach you about the sun. Major cult. See right here where it says major cult. These were the cult centers of the moon, or the moon deity. Nana Sin. Okay. Nana Sin. Now, remember watch this. Was an important Sumerian city in ancient Mesopotamia located at the site of Tel El Maghera in South Iraq. Although was once a coastal city near the mouth of Euphrates in the Persian Gulf, the coastline had shifted and the city is now inland. This is the city of It was a major cult center of the deity Nana Sin, the god of the moon, the lunar deity. If this is Nibiru returning, it's best we learn about this course of history, the Sumerians and the Akkadians. But this is the god of the moon, Sin. Now, what's also crazy is the fact that this cult at the city of where it go? Right here, major cult center, being one of them. Let's find out who in our Bibles was a Sumerian who possibly had ties to this cult. Watch this. Abraham was from that major cult center. Yeah, Abraham. Payola already on it. Payola already on it. A Chaldean. But see, Abraham is who the Israelites give homage to, because if it wasn't for Abraham, you wouldn't have a Jacob, because you wouldn't have an Isaac. You damn sure wouldn't have an Ishmael. So the progenitors, everybody that came from Abraham, are Uric or Chaldean by nature. They're automatically Chaldean. They're automatically from Ur. And Ur was a major cult city for the worship of Sin, or the moon deity, Sin. Now, what was also unique about Sin was also a mountaintop. Sin was also a mountain. Watch this. So now I'm going to show you how. Where is it at? Here we go. Mount Sin is also known as Mount Sinai. So the same mountain that Moses went to, the same mountain that these primordial deities, the Sin, or at the top of this mountain. The mountain is also called Mount Sinai and Mount Horeb. Now, Mount Horeb is where Rasulullah Muhammad, that's where Muhammad went to. He went to Mount Horeb. This is the same mountain. This is also the same mountain. Watch this. Watch this. The deity is named Sin. You're going to keep going through all. What they explain is all the time periods. Uric, right here again. On the Euphrates River, same location. While it's agreed the two primary names Mesopotamian moon god, Nana and Sin, originated two different languages, respectively, Sumerian and Akkadic. There's possibly two different between distinguished of separate deities. Watch this. It goes into the Babylonian. Hold on. Let me fucking cook for a second. Let me pause this music for a second. It goes into the Babylonian. It's in the Mesopotamia. You have the Uric period, which is the Bronze Age. The Bronze Age is a combination of both copper and iron. It's Iron Age, Copper Age, so on and so forth. It goes into Old Babylonian. And it says the Old Babylonian Empire, the first Babylonian Empire, is dated at 1894 to 1595 BC, because in BC you count down, not up. And comes after the end of the Sumerian power with the destruction of the third dynasty of Ur, and subsequently, Iceland period. The chronology of the first dynasty of Babylon is debated. So now we have the Akkadians, right here. We have the Akkadians, the Babylonians. Watch this. The Akkadian moon god was called Sin or Sunan, the former standard reading from the old Babylonian. Now we in Babylon or Babylonian time. The Uruk period. Watch this right here. Make sure y'all can see this with me. Let's read this together. Hold on. Don't nobody read ahead. Hold on. It's about to get crazy. I'll go back up. Hold on. All right, here we go right here. Y'all ready? Let's read it together. The name Sin was typically written in canoe form, as possibly already attested in the text of the Uruk period, though oldest certain examples, such as the entries in the gods listed from Pharaoh to Abu Salbinka, only date back to the early dynastic period. Most likely, the initial developed as a ruby, meant to a geographical resemble in names of gods whose names had Sumerian etymologies and contained elements of En, for example, Enlil. Now, we're about to come out of the Babylonian. Now, we started with Sin right here. We started with the god Sin. Now we're about to go into the actual deities from Neberu. And when you get Enlil, and from Enlil, you get Princess Ea, and you get Inki. Various spellings. So they're saying that Enlil, here we go. Enlil, later known as Elil. This is where you get El from, El, in the Hebrew text. El. Even in Islam, they say El Illah. El Illah. This is where the El comes from. Elohim, El Elyon, El Shaddai, right? And so on and so forth. The El, I'm showing you where it came from. It came out of Sin, the deity Sin, not the word you're thinking sin or a sinful act. It just came out of the word itself, Sin. Check. Stay with me, y'all. I know, it's crazy. It's getting crazy. We almost there. So Enlil is an ancient Mesopotamian god associated with wind, air, earth, and storms. He's first attested to the chief deity of the Sumerian pantheon. He was later worshipped by the Akkadians, the Babylonians, Assyrians, and Hurrians. Enlil's primary center of worship is Ikur temple in Napur, which was believed to have been built by Enlil himself, regarding as the mooring rope of heaven and earth. He is sometimes referred to as Sumerian text as Nemar. According to Sumerian hymns, Enlil himself was so holy that not even the other gods could look upon him. Enlil rose to prominence during the 24th century with the Nepar as his cult fell into decline. Nepar was sacked by the Elamites. Consort, Enlil. And it goes on and on. But this comes out of the consortium of pantheons of deities in Sumeria. So while we're talking about Neberu coming back, do we even understand the pantheon of deities dealing with Neberu? We probably don't. Some of us probably know Enki and Enlil, maybe Princess Ea, maybe. But how many of us knew that this all tied back to the Babylonians coming back through the Akkadians and ties into Abraham? And this is what they believed in, actually. All right. We can move on. I told y'all get y'all pen and paper, man. It's gonna be a lot, man. Yeah. But see, Oh man, you're talking about Marduk, right? Hold on. We're gonna deal with Marduk. But before we get to Marduk, I want to show you somebody else. This is Sargon of Arcadia. Remember, we're dealing with the Akkadians. I just showed you the Akkadian Empire, the Babylonians. So let's take the long way to find out how we get to Marduk. That's a great question. Marduk is in that, but you also got people like oh man, not Nebuchadnezzar. What's his name? I think of his name in a second. Because when you said that, you sparked the memory banks. Like, oh, okay, we're going there. He done brought up Marduk. Well, let's deal with Sargon, and I'm gonna slingshot you around to Marduk real quick. Sargon was the first ruler of the Akkadian Empire. Now we deal with the Akkadian Empire. This is dealing with the Mesopotamia. I can show you the first true ruler of the Mesopotamia when it was called the land of Shinar. See, the Mesopotamia used to be called Shinar. And depending on what you call a landmass in a particular time, is depending on how far your mind go back in history. So if you just tell me Mesopotamia, that ain't old enough. The cradle of civilization, right? But before then, he was the king of the land of Shinar, Mesopotamia, like over the whole land. And the land of Babel, they called it, was also in that land that Nimrod ruled. I can tell all this stuff back biblically. And Nimrod was what they call a Gabor. He was a giant. He was the one that was erecting the ziggurats that was going to surpass. No, watch this. Watch this. This is Mount Sin. I want you guys to remember Mount Sin. Mount Sin. Nah, I said Mount Sinai, right? But this is also Mount Sin, aka Mount Nana Sin, or aka Mount Harb. The mountain of the Sinai Peninsula of Egypt. It is several locations claimed by the biblical Mount Sinai, the place where the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran and Moses was at. I told you that all three both was up here. The Torah got revealed. The Quran got revealed. Moses received the commandments. And Rasulullah Muhammad salam went to the same mountain. Nana Sin. At the top of this Mount Sinai, Mount Sin, this is who resided there. This is called a pantheon. This is called a pantheon. And the reason Sin stopped at the top of Mount Sinai, or Mount Nana Sin, when the moon would set, it was set behind that mountain. This is the moon deity. So now you have a deity who resided at the top of Mount Sinai. Now we understand who Moses was talking to. You think I'm lying? Watch this. Watch this now. Now, when When Moses got sent to a mountain, I'm going to show you in the Bible, the verse, what the mountain was called and who he got sent to. The entity that Moses got sent to was named Baal Hadad. Baal is the same storm god that's mentioned in the Mesopotamian pantheon, along with other storm gods. Let me show you. Prove my point. This is the god of weather, hurricane, storms, thunder, and rain, Hadad. He's also known as Bel Hadad. He is equivalent to the Greek Zeus, the Roman Jupiter, the Canaanite Baal, the Egyptian Horus. He is equivalent to all these deities. That's how powerful Baal is. He's in the Mesopotamia. He's in the Semitic religion. All these are Baalas. Baal Makot is a Phoenician god of dance. These are all Baalas, lords, deities. See? Canaanite, Garthic, Mesopotamia. Hadad was the storm god of rain in the Canaanite ancient Mesopotamian religion. He is attested in Elba as Hadad in 2500 BC. From Levant. Hadad was introduced to the Mesopotamia Amorites, where he's known as the Arcadian. We're back in Arcadia again. See how we never left Arcadia? These same deities I'm trying to show you are Inlay and Inca and Enlil, who's going to regenerate through different stories of the Arcadians, the Babylonians, the Syrians, Sumerians. Anybody in Mesopotamia is going to tell the same stories about these entities. You see how he has, the Arcadian deity has wings like a seraphim. I showed you earlier, the priest with Putin had the seraphim with wings on his hat. All right, let's move on. Right here. The same symbol for a Haran god that Teshub Hadad was also called Hadar, Rupa, Bel Zapan, are often Baal. Let's go to the Bible. Let's go to the Bible. Let's go to the Bible. I think it was it? Yeah, it was that guy. Watch this. Because remember, Moses left Egypt and ended up going out of Egypt. But watch what he was sent to. Watch where Moses was sent to. Here we go. Moses was sent to Mount Sinai. Watch this now. Watch this. You're going to start seeing Baal and Sinai. Hold on. Let's go to the book now. Let's go to the book. Told you. Exodus 14, 1 through 4. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, tell the sons of Israel to turn back the camp before Haratha in Migdol. and in the sea. You shall camp in front of Bel Zephon, opposite of the sea. For Pharaoh will say to his sons of Israel, they are wanderers aimlessly in the land in the wilderness, has shut them in. God told Moses to go see Bel Zephon. I just showed you who that was. Let's go back and see who it is again. This is in Exodus 14, 1 through 4. This is the God of the Hebrews. This is their deities that we're talking about. This is what they're worshiping. Y'all saw what the Israelites got sent to, right? Y'all reading for yourself. Exodus 14, 1 through 4. The Israelites got sent to Baal. Let's go see who Baal is. I know Baal means Lord, but which Lord is this one? Watch this. Crazy. We back in there again with El. See? El was another one. These are different deities. We're talking about Neberu and Sumer. It's a lot that goes into it, man. And we'll be back in Mesopotamia. This is what Moses and Abraham and this is what they're dealing with. Abraham is from the city of Ur. I just showed you that. Chaldeans. You can go deeper than that, dealing with them. Canaanite storm god. Bel means Lord. His role at Mount Zephon. This is who Moses was talking to at the top of the mountain. This is who Moses was dealing with right here. Because of the mountain's importance in location, Lord of the North, he was equated with God, Greek god Zeus. He's a Phoenician. This is who Moses got sent to go see with the Israelites. That's what we're dealing with. Absolutely. Right. Marduk is Inky's son, but see, there's another situation. I cannot call her name right now. I call her in a second. It's in the. He's mentioned in the Bible, and the Israelite women were crying over the fact that he died. I think of his name in a second, but Marduk, Sargon, Enki, all those names are dealing with the same cultures. It's the whole point I'm making right now. That's the whole point, y'all. They all one and the same. They all one and the same. When you start digging down into it, all one and the same. Let's move forward because we ain't got that much time. Let's move forward. We don't want to present this. Hold on. Do I want to share this right here? We are coming up on a holiday or a holy day. A lot of people are out getting kids Easter baskets and getting little outfits together for church. And of course, by now, we all should know, theoretically, Easter definitely represents spring equinox, which some of us may have heard of it, but just may not know what it is. Spring equinox. Let's take a look. There's a lot happening on the planet during the springtime. And the fact that we're about to have a solar eclipse probably got something to do with all this stuff happening. It's just a renewal, restoration of energy. That's what spring means. And the fact that we're having a eclipse on an equinox, it's paradoxal. I just want to say those words together. Let's check it out. During the spring equinox, the Earth axis and its orbits line up so that both hemispheres get an equal amount of sunlight. Not this time. This year, the alignment happens March 19th, 11:06 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The word equinox comes from the two Latin words meaning equal and night. So March 19th, 11:06, that's when the equinox happens. Happy New Year. The spring equinox occurs around March 20th each year. Was a time of profound, significant symbol, renewal, fertility, and trumpets of light over darkness. That's what the spring equinox is. Now, what is Easter? What is Easter? Ooh, March 31st. How ironic. The spring equinox is March 30th or March 31st at 11 o'clock. Coincidence? Watch this. Just go back a couple times. Let's see when is it? Spring equinox occurs around March 20th every year. The March equinox can happen on the 19th, 20th, or 21st. The last time March equinox was on the 21st in 2007, sorry. That's the last time it's on 21st. But it looks like in 2024, it looks like Easter is also going to be on March 21st. And according to this, it says, this is what Easter is. Easter is the Christian holiday that celebrates the belief of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. In the New Testament of the Bible, the event said that it had occurred 3 days after Jesus was crucified by the Romans and died roughly around 30 AD. It occurred in 3 days. Any calendar I have seen, doesn't matter what kind of calendar it is, I'll pull it for a reason. Right here. If he died Friday, I say he did or didn't. 3 days, 1, 2, 3, would be Monday. See, this ain't about nobody dying and resurrected back up. No, 3 days. That's 4 days. If I borrow money from you on Friday, say I pay you back 3 days later, I'm going to pay you back on Monday. That's only 2 days. But notice that 2-day variant, because I don't think y'all was paying attention. So it's okay, we're going to go back. That 2-day variance we just talked about with Jesus. Watch this now. I'm just putting in when is Easter. Easter is March 31st. So we got March 31st written down. Now, I'm going to pull up spring equinox. It's going to give us a variance of 2 days. So those 2 days that Jesus was supposedly gone or not gone. That's the variance between what they're talking about. See, Easter is March 31st this year. It could be on the 30th or 31st. Watch this. "19th, 20, 21st. That's a 2-day variance between the death of Friday and Sunday. That's a 2-day variance right there. The 19th or the 21st could be, this is just the spring equinox. Putting in when is Easter, you put in when is spring equinox. It's going to give you a variance of 2 days, which is the 2 days that Jesus was on the cross. Supposedly. This is the alignment of the spring equinox. Now, we all know that a rabbit can't lay eggs. What's the symbology of rabbits and eggs for Easter? What's the symbol behind it? Because we already know that mammals don't lay eggs. Rabbits are mammals. They don't lay eggs. Hey, y'all already on it. Of course, we're dealing with the goddess Ishtar. And this is just review for a lot of people to keep y'all abreast. The goddess of fertility. Guess what Ishtar is from? We're back in Mesopotamia again with Ishtar. We're back dealing with the same. Thank you for bringing up Ishtar. Ishtar and Tammuz. You had Ishtar, you had Dumuzi. You had Tammuz. Tammuz was the son of Ishtar and Dumuzi, or Tammuz. I can take you back to the Bible, verifiable again, where these Israelites are crying over the fact that Tammuz, a Sumerian deity, supposedly is dead. I just showed you where God sent Moses to Bel Zephon, the Lord of the storms, the mountain god. Moses was ordered to go to a whole other deity. Now, Ishtar, husband, is named Tammuz. They give birth to a son named Tammuz. The reason I'm talking about Ishtar right now because Ishtar is relatable to the fertility goddess. The eggs and the rabbit don't really make sense. Rabbit don't lay eggs, remember? All right. Let's move on. Ishtar and Tammuz. Ishtar and Tammuz are protagonists of one of the world's first love stories and the love poetry, telling their courtship. The two have very affectionate relationship, but like many great love stories, their union ends tragically. In the story, Tammuz is killed by his mother, Ishtar. Ishtar is the mother of Tammuz, known even earlier in ancient Sumer as Inanna. There's that Nana again, the Nana Sin, who later regrets her decision and stormed down the underworld and rescue and revives Tammuz so they can be celebration food and music once again. So Ishtar killed Tammuz. Watch this. Oh shit. Meant for husband, my bad, y'all. Tammuz, however, is Ishtar's husband. So what caused Ishtar to kill her son Tammuz? So you have Tammuz, Ishtar, Osiris, Isis. You have Horus or Tammuz. You have Mary, Joseph, Tammuz, Jesus. Jack, everybody got that? Ishtar and Tammuz. Watch this. Stay with me. Stay with me. Her husband Tammuz, who suffered her rash choice in the poem, descent Inna, transformation into the dying and reveling god Tammuz, and annually at autumn equinox. That's the fall equinox. So they celebrate Ishtar for spring equinox, and they celebrate Tammuz for the fall equinox. But you see that Tammuz is her son. It's his incest mother and son. I'm just giving you some substance behind the fact the brother brought up Ishtar, which is also relatable to Easter. Ishtar is Ishtar, the fertility deity, with the egg in the womb. The rabbits make multiple. That's why rabbits and eggs are most shown for Easter. For fertility, replenishment, multiply. So that's who Ishtar is. Let's find in the Bible where the Hebrews. I'm not picking on Hebrews today. I'm not picking on Hebrews. I'm not. But the word of God has to be shown. I'm not even gonna put Hebrew in there. Watch this. Ezekiel 8:4. Watch what they say about Tammuz in the Bible. Tammuz was an actual person. He was not a god/deity, though he was worshipped like one after his death. He was the son of Nimrod. And this is how it goes. Nimrod was descended directly of Noah. Noah had a son named Ham. They're gonna give you the whole situation. I told you about Nimrod earlier. That he was a giant or a Gibor. Tammuz is said to be the son of Nimrod in the Bible. That's who Tammuz is. I just showed you who Tammuz really is, and his mother Ishtar, and his father Tammuz. Ezekiel 8:14. Ezekiel 8:14. I'm gonna let y'all read that. I'm gonna blow it up so everybody can read it. Too bad. Ezekiel 8:14. Let's read it together. In Mesopotamia, the god of fertility embodying power for new life in nature and spring, the nature god was associated with 2 yearly festivals, one late winter, which is Tammuz, and one early spring. This is what you're dealing with for Easter and for Christmas. Tammuz and Tammuz. I'm gonna let that sink in for a minute. That was a fucking lot. That was a lot. That was a lot of work I just did just then. That was a lot of work for y'all to be quiet in the fucking chat. That was a lot of work, y'all. That was a lot of work. I showed y'all who Tammuz was historically related to Ishtar. The brother brought up Ishtar. I showed you Tammuz. I showed you Tammuz. I showed you Ishtar. I kept you in the Mesopotamia. I brought you right to the Bible, to Ezekiel 8:14, where they're telling you that Tammuz is the god of fertility. It's springtime, spring, basically. In this region, we bring in spring by celebrating Tammuz, who is Jesus. See, in America, or in Catholicism or Christianity, they celebrate Jesus is Tammuz. All right, watch this. We'll come back to that. Jesus and the Akkadian god Tammuz. Jesus and the Akkadian god Tammuz were both referred to as shepherds. They're also associated with dying and rising again. Jesus is Tammuz. Come on, man. So over here, we're celebrating springtime, dealing with Jesus, and the springtime is really dealing with the god Tammuz. They both were associated with dying and rising again. Jesus wasn't the only cat that did that. This is the whole story, depending on what region you in. So just based on the fact the brother gave me the name Ishtar, I took y'all through Tammuz, gave you Tammuz, the historical Tammuz, the biblical Tammuz, and showing you that Tammuz is really just Jesus. Tammuz also represents springtime, fertility. Slow down, son. You're killing them. No Diddy, man. No Diddy. No Diddy. No Diddy. Word is born, no Diddy, man. You know what I'm saying? Prayers up for P. Diddy, man. Prayers up for Diddy. Damn, Diddy. But anyway, I'm showing y'all what the business is. Easter is really Tammuz, not Ishtar. Ishtar is the goddess of fertility, but the resurrection story belongs to her son, Tammuz, because she went to the underworld to get him and restored him on Ishtar, or Easter. Regeneration of life. Jesus and the Akkadian god Tammuz were both referred to as shepherds. They were both also associated with dying and rising again. Who is Jesus in the Mesopotamia? Supposedly Enki is supposed to be Jesus and Enlil is supposed to be the devil. Enki and Enlil are from Neberu, remember? One is supposed to be Jesus. Man, we gotta study. We gotta study more, fam. So listen. This is the question. This is the supposed reason for the season right here. I'm gonna give y'all this and I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna give y'all this and I'm gonna wrap it up, I promise. The whole situation about Easter in America is based around the fact that our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ died on the cross, died for our sins. According to the chronological gospel, Jesus was arrested and tried by the Sanhedrin and sentenced to Pontius Pilate to be scourged and finally crucified by the Romans. It portrays his death as a sacrifice for sin. This is what Easter means. This is what the celebration of Easter is, according to Christianity. This is what they say it is. But remember earlier, we had a conversation earlier, and I was asking y'all, isn't it funny that all this talk of Jesus is popping up around the same time that Vladimir Putin just publicly told everybody the cat's out the bag, the vote is wide open, Jesus black. How does that affect Easter for black folks? Because we the main ones hollering about his color don't matter. How does the fact that Vladimir Putin came out and basically showed the Black Madonna child and basically like, man, Jesus black? This is pretty much what it is. Jesus black. Putin reveals true black Christ. It's everywhere. It's going viral. But I was like, hi. That's crazy that this happens right before Easter pops off. And it's crazy that this eclipse is happening right during the spring equinox. Did Jesus really die on the cross? Crucifixion of Jesus. Now, of course, without even getting to any of the juicy shit, like the council meetings, you won't get into all that kind of shit at all. Some people say that Jesus was killed. It's symbolically dealing with the mind and your Christ consciousness, or the Christ liquid comes down the 33rd vertebrae. I mean, it's all types of shit that's out there. Even dealing with what I'm scrolling through right now. But let's go see who is even on trial to be crucified. Watch this. Now, this sets up the plot before Jesus is crucified. Without this story right here, there is no crucifixion, there is no Easter, there's no resurrection. There were several Jesuses. I'm going to show you the two that was about to be sacrificed at the same time. Pay attention to this right here now. Barabbas was, according to the New Testament, a prisoner who they chose over Jesus by the crowd in Jerusalem to be pardoned and released to the Roman government. That's the story. That's the story. Wait a minute. This is what the crowd said. One passage found in the Gospel of Matthew has the crowd saying, of Jesus. The crowd chose Barabbas to be released and Jesus of Nazareth to be crucified. This is what the story is saying. Who is Barabbas? Barabbas is Jesus. I just showed you that Barabbas was right beside Jesus. But who is Barabbas? Barabbas, his name is Jesus too. So which Jesus got crucified? Which Jesus got let go? Which one? Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know his name was Jesus. Let Jesus go and kill Jesus. So which one we just kill Jesus? Which one we kill him? Barabbas Jesus, or Jesus Barabbas, was crucified. According to early biblical scholar Origin and other commentators, the full name of Barabbas may have been Jesus Barabbas, since Jesus was a first common name. If the crowd was so persistent with a choice between the two persons with the same name. Matthew 27:16. Where is Jesus Barabbas mentioned in the Bible? And they had notorious prisons called Barabbas. So when they had gathered, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release first, Barabbas or Jesus, who is called Christ?" Jesus or Jesus, who is called Christ, because his name is Jesus Barabbas. You see that? Let's continue. Barabbas, Jesus, not Jesus of Nazareth. Look up Barabbas. His name was Jesus Barabbas. This is the character who was with the Nazarite. You see this right here? This is the Nazarite. This is Jesus Barabbas. But see, Pilate's wife had already told him, do not kill the Nazarite. This is what Pilate's wife told him. Don't put that man blood on your hands. She had a vision or a dream or something like that. And Pilate was like, Pilate washed his hands of the whole situation. He said, I ain't got to do with this shit. I have nothing to do with this shit. Nothing to do with this. So your Jesus, let's see what your Jesus said. This is what Easter's all about now. The third day he woke up early on the third day. He rose up third day, walked out the cave. That's what it's about. It's about the crucifixion and it's about the resurrection. Now I just showed you the ancient Samaritan deity Tammuz represents the same theme of things that was once dead, resurrecting. His mother Ishtar went down to the underworld and resurrected him. Easter is literally the same date as the spring equinox in real life. Ishtar is the deity of fertility. All right. Let's go into it. This is Mary Magdalene, by the way. Book of John 20. Turn to your Bibles. The early day of the first day of the week, while still dark, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb and saw that the stone had been removed from the entrance. So she came running to Simon and Peter and other disciples, the one Jesus loved, and said, "They have taken the Lord out of the tomb. Where did they put him?" So Peter and the other disciples started for the tomb, but were running. But the other disciples outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He bent over and looked inside the tomb, the lining, but did not go. Then Simon Peter came along behind him and went straight into the tomb. He saw the strips of linen laying there, as well as the cloth had been wrapped around Jesus' head. The cloth was still lying in its place, separated from the linen. Finally, they tell what they seen and walked in there. Then Mary Magdalene stood outside the tomb crying. As she wept, she bent over, looked into the tomb, and saw the two angels in white seated where Jesus' body had been at one time. Mary Magdalene looked into the tomb and saw two angels dressed in white, where Jesus' body used to be. I just demonstrated. Let's look at it again. Look at it one more time. We're gonna go to Matthew 17. Now keep your thumb on John. Right. Write down John 20, the 20th chapter, and go right to the 11th verse. That's John 20:11. We're gonna switch gears for a second and go over to the book of Matthew. So I'm going to show you that Jesus at will can transform himself into those same white linens. John and brother James. Now we in Matthew. Sorry. Let me Raise that a little bit. We in Matthew 17. After 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter, James, and John, the brother of James, and led them up to a high mountain by themselves. Now, I can show you in another passage in the Bible where somebody led Jesus up to a high mountain twice. Nevertheless, whatever. There he was transformed before them. His face shone like white sun. His clothes became white as light. This is Jesus transforming himself before Peter, James, and John, and having a conversation with Moses and Elijah. If Jesus can do this at will, you can't. He transfigured. His face shone like sun. His clothes became white as light. He turned into an angel. He transfigured himself into a higher state of consciousness, of light, energy. He transfigured himself to another soul plane to where he can have a conversation with Moses and Elijah at the same time, while they were watching him do it. They watched Jesus do this. They bear witness to Jesus doing this type of action. He didn't die in the tomb. Can't kill God, man. Y'all tripping. This is Mary Magdalene at the tomb. The angels asked her. Now, the two angels had in the white, they had all white. And they were seated where Jesus' body was. They asked her, "Woman, why are you crying?" And the Lord they basically said they had taken Jesus away at the tomb. I don't know where he is at this time. She turned around. As she turned around, she saw Jesus standing there, but did not realize it was Jesus. I just showed y'all Jesus can transform himself anytime he gets ready to. He can transfigure himself. He can morph. He can shapeshift whenever he feels like it. Why didn't Mary Magdalene recognize him? Why didn't she recognize him? First of all, he ain't dead. Watch this. First of all, I want to apologize to my Hebrew Israelite community because I'm not in the KJV. And I was always told by my Hebrew Israelite brothers to stay in the KJV. And that has not failed me. Let's go back to the KJV. That's why it's not reading correctly. I'm like, what is going on? There we go. And the two angels in white sitting, one at the head, one at the foot where Jesus' body had laid. And they said unto her, "Woman, why weepest thou? Why are you crying?" She said unto them, "Because they're taking my Lord away. I don't know where he is." And when she said this, she turned around, she turned herself back and saw Jesus standing there and knew not it was Jesus. So she saw somebody standing there and did not know it was him. Why didn't she know it was him? Now, I just showed you in Matthew that Jesus can transform himself anytime you get ready. He can shapeshift. He can put on, man, dude is bad. Watch this. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why dost thou weep? Whom seekest thou?" She supposing him to be a gardener. She thought that he was a gardener. Now, this is the guy who just got killed on the cross. Body was wrapped in white linen. Shrouds of the linens laying inside the tomb still. Now he's dressed like a gardener. What's peculiar, and I keep saying it over and over, they calling him a gardener, but they're in a graveyard. So a groundskeeper. There's no gardeners in a graveyard. Those are called groundskeepers. And they maintain the flowers around the graveyard, but they're definitely not gardeners. So she supposed him to be a groundskeeper. She didn't even recognize him. He just died, supposedly, on the cross. And the person on the cross said, "Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani," basically saying he gave up the spirit. Why have thou forsaken me? And the people say he's calling out to Elijah. The person on the cross called out to Elijah, or Elohim, or El. This person cried out to El, supposedly to be Elijah. This joker right here is dressed like a gardener, and Mary Magdalene don't even recognize him. He never died on the cross. Yeah, she passed him twice, 2 times. You feel me, Jake? Now, any chick that you don't dealt with for a significant amount of time can pretty much recognize you. It's only been 3 days. You've been gone 3 years. You've been gone 3 days. Supposedly 2.5 days. You've been away, dead in the tomb, and now don't recognize you. They ain't no way in hell. Twice. This is Jesus. Jesus is about as famous as Michael Jackson at this time, if not more famous. Everybody recognized him. Everybody know who he was, except for the centurion soldiers didn't know who he was until Judas had to kiss him on the cheek, because they didn't have no Instagram back then. They couldn't just look at his page and find out who he was. They heard who he was. There's no pictures of who he was. That's why Judas had to kiss him. But Mary Magdalene knew damn well who he was. And she didn't recognize him, because this is not the Jesus you're thinking that got crucified. Barabbas Jesus got crucified, or Jesus Barabbas got crucified. Not the Nazarite, boy. He got away. This is the same cat that can transform his whole body. He can transfigure into white linen, face bright as the sun, and so on and so forth. And he can get on the soul plane and talk to cats that died 1,000 years ago. He talked to Elijah. And he talked to Moses. Jesus talked to both of them. And Mary Magdalene don't recognize him because he was in the goddamn disguise. He snuffed off and ducked out. He was dressed like a gardener. Jesus said to her again, Mary, like, hey. She turned herself and said to him, Rabboni, which means master. Like rabbi, Rabboni. Jesus said, touch me not, for I have not yet ascended to my Father. Then where did the person on the cross go? He hung his head and said, it is finished, and gave up the spirit. This dude said, hey, I ain't went nowhere yet. But go tell my brother that I had. Why you got, they saw you on the cross, wait a minute, man, what's going on? We saw you on the cross die, I thought. And you went to heaven then. That's what happens when you die, you go to heaven. You're saying you ain't went nowhere? And you got a disguise on. What's really going on, bro? Because this ain't lining up. You ain't got no blood on you. What's going on? But we forgot that he can transfigure himself. He can shapeshift anytime he wants to. So I'm sorry to bust y'all potato. Y'all got the wrong Jesus. Y'all got the wrong one. And Easter ain't based on no resurrection or no dead person on no cross. And Easter ain't got nothing to do with no damn Easter eggs. Easter ain't got nothing to do with none of that. That's what it is, family. So listen. I'm teaching from now on. Hope I got some good notes for the night. It's been fun, man. It's been real. I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Listen, man, share this shit, man. Share it. Trying to get my numbers up, man. And you know, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like, it's gonna be like I'm really depending on y'all to help push this. I'm trying to push my platform, you know what I'm saying? To high heights. But I need y'all help. Subscribe, Definitely click the bell. Rock with me. We ain't even got into the good stuff yet. We ain't even got into it yet. But it's coming though. It's coming. Just want to get y'all build up a little bit. Build everything up. Anticipation. You notice I ain't really brought nobody on my platform like that. I'm gonna have a couple of features here and there. I'm gonna bring some heat on here to rock with me every now and then, but I want to, you know what I'm saying, be able to stand on my own and hold my own. And whoever rock with me. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. For sure. Hey, man, I fuck with y'all hard, man. For real, for real. No Diddy. No Diddy. Street man, hey, listen. I rock with you hard, my friend. No Diddy on that, but listen, man, I rock with all y'all, bro. Like, for real. Pen and pad game. Taking notes. Hey, when this sister had tapped me on Facebook, man, and she showed me her notebook, man, I was like, wow. That's crazy. The sister had showed me her notebook, man. That shit looked like a textbook. She had tucked so many notes, and it was everything I was talking about. Over a course of time, she just compiled a notebook of notes. Because I'm always saying, hey, y'all, please take notes. What's up, Miss Brown? We see you. Peace and light, peace and light, peace and love. YouTube going crazy right now. I gotta figure out how to get Facebook jumping over there, man. They be hating on Facebook on your boy though, but YouTube is fucking jumping like Jordan. I appreciate that, man. Hey, man, rock with y'all again, man. Peace and light, peace and love, peace to the planet. It's your boy, Mr. Information. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna go on a little bit early, man. I'm gonna go a little bit early. You know what I'm saying? Man, I appreciate that, J Dub. I appreciate that, man. Using the building early too, Jay. Using her early. See, a lot of people. Y'all gotta click that bell, man. Cause as soon as I hit my live joint, I give like an hour and a half to go live. Sometimes longer than that. That's why you have to subscribe, man. You get the notification off the rip, no matter what time it's gonna pop off. You can be aware of it. So please hit that subscription. Please hit that bell. Screen record this shit. That's the shit. Now I don't even download videos no more. I just screen record them, then I crop them and post them that way. It's quicker. Screen record this shit. Screen record like 2 minutes of this shit and then drop it on your TikTok or something. TikTok numbers going up too. I gotta work on TikTok, man. TikTok don't be playing sometimes over there with some of the rules and regulations, so I gotta keep it over here. Keep it street. Appreciate y'all, man. Again, peace and light, peace and love, peace to the planet. Man, it's information, man. I'm out.